Welcome to Phoenix Rising, Mind and Body Healing. I'm Meghan Bramlett, and for over 20 years I've used my hands and my heart to help others heal, reset, and rise. This podcast is your invitation to reconnect with your body, empower your mind, and embrace the sacred journey of transformation. I am so glad you're here. Welcome back to Phoenix Rising. This is Meghan Bramlett. For the next few episodes, we're going to take a look at some extremes and the balance that brings us back to center. Today, we're talking about something that's been deeply misunderstood, the state of masculinity, and what it means to heal strength in a disconnected world. We've entered an age where men don't quite know who they're allowed to be anymore. For generations, they were told, don't feel. And now they're told, you're too much when you do. Somewhere between man up and don't offend, masculinity got lost. And the world is feeling that absent. In reality, guys, I do not envy men right now. It's got to be so confusing out there for you. So today we're going to explore where masculinity truly stands in our society, what healthy versus toxic masculinity actually means, not what they're putting out there in all the social media and everything else where they're saying anything that's masculine is toxic. That's not true. And how it shows up in the body, because the body always tells the truth. We'll look at the old patterns, the overcorrections, and how to bring masculine back into balance. Strong, grounded, compassionate, and steady. So where are we today? Masculinity is at a crossroads. In many ways, men are more emotionally aware than ever before, but they're also more anxious, more disconnected, less confident than generations past. Studies are showing a rising rate of depression, anxiety, and identity confusion among men under 40. There are two things social media tells men: be strong, make money, don't show weakness. But also, don't be aggressive, don't lead, don't assert yourself, because that's toxic. Which is it? We tell them to be providers, but not protectors, to be gentle, but never firm. And if they try to lead, we dismiss it as dominance. The result is a generation of men who have lost touch with both their power and their peace. Let's break this down into three clear layers. We have toxic masculinity, collapsed masculinity, and healthy masculinity. Let's talk about toxic masculinity first. This is strength without consciousness. We see this a lot in government right now. This is domination, control, and ego, the kind of power that crushes instead of protects. It says, I win, you lose. Control equals safety. My pain doesn't matter, and neither does yours. We see it in politics. We see it in the workplace, even online. Aggression, superiority, emotional shutdown. I recently was on TikTok and saw this. It was a live that was going, and the guy was explaining that what his wife thinks or feels doesn't matter. It's what he thinks or feels, and he is the one in charge of that relationship. That is just superiority. That is just dominance. And the body shows it too. Tight shoulders and jaw, grinding teeth, chronic back pain, high blood pressure, shallow breathing, and sleepless nights. These men are trapped in what they call fight mode, adrenaline pumping, ready for battle even when there isn't one. Take a minute and think about yourself, other men you see, the man in your life. Are they always ready for a fight? The minute you say anything, the minute anyone says anything, are they ready to dominate that conversation and fight their way through? They were taught to survive, not to feel. But constant survival turns the body into armor, and armor, over time, becomes a prison. I have to say, when I first met my husband, we've been together 13 years now. When I first met him, he was a lot of armor with a lot of pricks. And after 13 years, he is not that anymore because he feels safe. He knows that he's got a woman who's going to protect his heart and going to do whatever she can to help him. And he's become more of the healthy masculinity. Next, we have what I call collapsed masculinity. And this is a lot of what we see in 40 and under men today. This is sensitivity without structure. This is the opposite end. It's the collapse. We have this end. They're so toxic that you just they suffocate everyone around them. And then we have this end that is the collapse of the masculinity. These men are trying so hard not to be toxic that they've lost trust in their own strength. They've lost trust in their own intuition and their own body, what they know to be true. They avoid conflict. They avoid leadership and often feel unsure of their purpose, not because they're weak, but because they're no longer believe they're allowed to be strong. These people are indecisive, over apologizing, emotional dependent, and loss of drive. They've lost their drive because we've taken away their purpose. Men and women have purposes in this world, and we are taking men's purpose away from them by telling them everything that's their purpose is toxic. Physical signs: they're going to have rounded shoulders, they're going to have shallow breath, fatigue, low motivation, a lot of brain fog, a low libido, and digestive issues. Their nervous system is stuck in freeze mode, caught between doing too much and shutting down completely. Society tells them you need to build, you need to provide, but also says don't take charge, don't lead. That's toxic. It's no wonder they're confused. They're being told to act but forbidden to move. Now we're going to talk about healthy masculinity. This is strength and sensitivity in balance. This is the balance point. Healthy masculinity is strength that protects, power that steadies, and emotion that moves but doesn't drown. It's leadership without domination, confidence without arrogance, presence without control. My husband is a perfect example of this. He's strong, grounded, and protective, but never domineering. He gives me space to feel, and when it's time to move forward, he gently provides structure. In other words, when I'm in my little pity party, because I get there sometimes, he allows it, he'll be present for it, but then he says, okay, let's move, let's go. We need to change where we're at. That's not control, that's partnership, that's safety. Healthy masculinity doesn't silence the feminine, it holds space for her and helps her rise. Physically, it looks like upright posture, relaxed shoulders, deep breathing, and steady, grounded energy. When masculinity is healthy, the nervous system is balanced, the body moves efficiently, and purpose feels again. Let's talk about how all of this is going to show up in the body. Before we do that, how are you feeling? Do you feel you're calming down, or do you feel your heart is beating faster? Do you feel the breaths are getting shorter? This is your body reacting to the truth of what I'm telling you. Our bodies never lie. Our bodies always tell the truth. The body doesn't care what labels we use. It only responds to energy. In toxic masculinity, the muscles tighten, the chest constricts, the breath shortens, and cortisol floods the system. That's why so many men of previous generations struggled with hypertension, anxiety, and heart disease. They weren't weak. They were in survival mode for decades. And in collapsed masculinity, it's the opposite. The shoulders curve inward, the breath becomes shallow, the gut slows down. It's the body saying, I don't know where to go, because when direction is lost, energy stagnates. You can't heal masculinity through theory alone. What I've given you is examples of everything, of toxic, of collapse, of healthy, how it shows up in the body, what it does, all of that, and how we got there. Society's done this. But we can't heal it just by knowing and understanding. We need to heal it through the body. Breathe into power, not panic. Inhale deeply through your nose. Expand your belly and your ribs. Hold for 2 seconds or 2 counts. Exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. Inhale deeply through your nose. Expand your belly and your ribs. Hold for 2 counts. Exhale through your mouth for 6. 5 slow rounds before a hard conversation or decision tells your nervous system you're safe. Strength doesn't require tension. It comes from your presence. Move with intention. Lift weights, hike, stretch, not to punish yourself, but to re-inhabit your body. Masculine Masculinity has been demonized for so long that masculine men, or men in general, are not inhabiting their bodies really, because your body and your mind are interconnected. And if you can't be within your mind because that's too masculine for everyone, for society, and they're telling you everything is toxic, you're not really in your body either. So go out and lift weights and hike and stretch. Feel your muscles contract and release. Movement transforms adrenaline in a direction. Many men today speak as if they're apologizing for existing, and we've done that to them. We've made them that way. But posture and voice are communication. Stand tall, relax your shoulders, chin level, speak calmly, and let your breath support your voice. A calm, steady tone regulates your body faster than any affirmation ever could. Try saying an affirmation when you're in stress out mode and have that calm your body. It won't. You need to do both. You need to calm down and do the affirmations. Regulating your body will bring your body into calm faster. The masculine thrives on rhythm. Wake, move, create, rest. Wake, move, create, rest. That's a rhythm, a routine, purpose. When life feels chaotic, structure restores inner safety. Connect without collapsing. Feel emotion, but don't drown in it. Cry, breathe, and talk, then move your body afterwards. Stretch, walk, and shake it off. Let the energy flow through you, not stay trapped inside. So this is my favorite part. This is the societal ripple. And this is where I feel very strongly about what we've done as a society to masculinity. When men disconnect from healthy masculinity, everything ripples outward. Women feel unsafe or unseen. Children grow up without models of emotional strength. Communities lose their anchors. But when masculinity heals, our families stabilize, relationships deepen, and society regains its balance. This is so important. Look at the way the world is today. Look at the way society is today. We are so unbalanced. It is scary how unbalanced we are. And then look at the men 40 something under. Are we going to be more balanced with those men? But we've created them by telling them, don't be strong. Don't try to lead. That's controlling. Don't try to protect. We don't need your protection. We don't need men, but we do. Masculinity is the balance in society. We don't need to replace masculinity. We need to restore it. So now I have a somatic integration exercise for you. If you can stand, please do. Please place one hand over your heart and one hand below your belly button. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it, and exhale slowly. Feel your feet on the ground, steady, connected. As you breathe, repeat quietly, I can be strong and calm. I can lead and listen. I am safe in my strength. That's what healthy masculinity feels like, grounded in power. It's a grounded power. We've seen both extremes, the hard armor and the soft collapse. But the answer isn't to destroy masculinity. It's to evolve it. Healthy masculinity is calm, capable, protective, and present. It's not afraid to hold space. It's not afraid to lead. When a man's body feels safe, or a man feels safe, his heart becomes available. When his heart becomes available, his relationships thrive. And when men are grounded, the world steadies. Masculinity isn't broken. It's just been disconnected. And when it reconnects, everything finds balance. If this message resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. A friend, a partner, a father, or a son. Healing masculinity isn't about making men softer. It's about helping them feel safe enough to be real. I'm Meghan Bramlin, and this is Phoenix Rising. Until next time, stay grounded, stay embodied, and keep rising. Thanks for being a part of this healing journey on Phoenix Rising, Mind and Body Healing. Remember, every breath, every step, every small act of care moves you closer to your next rise. Take care, and I'll meet you back here soon.